Apple's Developers Conference WWDC 2020 is just wrapped up. The event kicked off on June 22nd with a special keynote announcing all the latest updates of Apple's OSs that runs on all of their devices. Apple introduced new features for the iOS, iPadOS, watchOS along with the macOS Big Sur. But there was a theme to Apple's announcement of their updated OSs. It seems like Apple is slowly opening up their OSs to make third-party customization. I mean, they aren't quite there yet, but it seems like they might eventually go in that direction. Hey everyone, I'm Chaser and welcome to Tech Square. In iOS 14, Apple has finally added home screen customization option. Well, not all the way. In iOS 14, you can finally add widgets to your home screen rather than keeping them on the side in Today View. You have different sizes of widgets that you can place on your home screen. Well, you can't really resize them as you can on Android. Instead, you have 3 sizes of widgets available for you to choose from. On Android devices, you can place them anywhere you like, but on iOS, you can't put widgets in the middle. You have to put them on left, or to put widget on the right, you must have some app icon on the left. So that's not exactly the customization level that Android offers, but it's a start. Not only that, now you can also hide some of the pages from your home screen. Since Apple added App Library, which is basically Apple's version of App Gallery, you can hide the pages containing the apps that you don't require on a daily basis. This will save you from swiping all the way through pages to access the App Library. But our today's video is not about that. For the first time ever, Apple is allowing users to hide pages from a screen. I mean, with App Library, obviously Apple is going to let users do that, but for a company like Apple, who isn't very big on letting users customize things, this feature is pretty damn big thing. But things like this doesn't end there. On the new watchOS 7, Apple has added a much requested feature, the ability to customize and share third-party watch faces. Now, you can share watch faces with your friends and family through text, email, or by sharing link on the social media. Developers will be able to create multiple custom complications per app, which can then be used to create custom watch faces. According to Apple, the developers will be able to build these new complications with Swift UI. In the watchOS App Store, users will find curated watch faces from third-party apps. Then, there is a matter of setting default apps. Until now, Apple did not allow users to change default apps. They still don't accept for browser and email app. Now, you can set Chrome as your default browser instead of Safari and Gmail as your default mailing app instead of Apple Mail. Something that was requested for so long. By now, I hope you got the gist of our today's video. Apple is slowly opening up and offering more customization options to the users. In one of our previous video, we have explained how both iOS and Android is mature OS, and as they get more mature, the difference between them will start to get blurry. But the question is, why now? The whole software industry is slowly becoming more open to each other's platform. Microsoft was a company who tried their way to keep everyone within their ecosystem with their devices and OS. But failing to do so, they adopted the strategy to make their software and features of their software available to all platforms. They have their suite of the Office apps available on platform and made their cloud version of their apps available to everyone. They have even let go of their own browser technology and switched to Chromium engine and unveiled new Edge browser based on Chromium. Chromium is the open source project and the base for Google's own Chrome browser. Many websites and web apps are designed to run better on Chromium-based browsers. Thus, Chrome browser dominates the market. So instead of fighting with their own browser technology to take Chrome's market share, Microsoft decided to make their own browser based on Chromium, which prompted many to switch over to Microsoft's Edge browser since Chrome has its own performance issues. So in a hindsight, even if it seems that Microsoft have thrown in the towel and accepted defeat, but in reality, with adopting open source Chromium project, Microsoft has finally been able to take some of the market shares from Chrome. In Microsoft Edge, they allow users to change default search engine to Google instead of Bing. Users can also use same add-ons and extensions they use on Chrome. Users can even add add-ons and extensions directly from Chrome Web Store, even though Microsoft has its own store for the new redesigned Edge. Anyways, due to this openness to choose and compatibility across multiple platforms, users are now presented with more flexibility to choose. And in this era, the freedom of choice is important to the users. Microsoft has realized that, and it is now paying them off, which is also influencing others to take such steps. Recently, Google has partnered up with a company named Parallels to bring enterprises and cloud workers full-featured Windows applications to Chrome Enterprise. Google's Chrome running devices are quite good. but users have to use the cloud version of Microsoft Office apps and other apps. Thus, even though the devices are quite good and capable of decent performance, are often overlooked as users can't use full-featured Microsoft apps. Realizing that Google has partnered with Parallels to bring the Windows app support to Chrome OS Enterprise devices. This will allow the Chrome OS devices to become more viable in many use case scenarios, and Chrome OS running devices could finally have the chance to compete against Windows and Mac OS running devices. It seems Apple may also have the same realization. Instead of forcing users to choose the platform, apps, and services, they are giving users the choice to choose their own preferences, so that users are not forced to choose platforms other than Apple's. Now, that amount of customization option is still not at the level of what other platforms offer, but it is certainly a start in that direction. And I hope with the upcoming updates in the iOS, Apple will make customization option available to their users. So with that, we are at the end of the video. Hit thumbs up if you like this video and share with your friends. Comment your thoughts below, consider subscribing to the channel if you love our videos, and press the bell icon to get notified.